Hey guys, welcome to Church with Jess. That's me, volume 25. That's a whole lot of weeks. I missed last week because I was very busy. So I'm doing this now and it's kind of late, but I think I'm still going to do my church videos, but I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be every week. Just as things are kind of picking back up, I still really want to do them, and I think we still have so much to discover about ourselves, about the planet, about the world, about our souls and our soul purpose. So I think that's important. I just don't I don't want to say, I don't like making promises that I can't keep. So I don't want to say that I'm going to be able to do it every week, but I am going to continue doing them. So right now, if you know me, you know that I love Paulo Coelho. And my sister and my niece and I kind of have this little book club, and we've been reading his books. And right now we've read several, and I'm sure you've heard me talk about some of them on these videos, but so right now we're reading Brita. So good. It's so good. I feel like that about all of his books. I just can't put them down, and I feel like they're just so aligned with the spiritual path and that way of thinking and kind of like everything that we've been talking about. So when I read these books, they just resonate with me. So I wanted to start off with a passage. It was something that I read in here that I just wanted to share with you guys, because I think there's a lot of people out there who have a fear of the cards, or think that it's predicting the future and that that's not right. So now I can't find passage. I'm flipping through it. I had it. So I found this passage, and it just resonates with that, what kind of clarifying what the card's intention is, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. Or maybe the cards don't want me to share that with you guys, since I'm having trouble finding that page. I see all my other highlights except for that one. Should I take that as a sign from the universe? No, truthfully. Okay, here it is. So this is just a conversation between the main character Brita and another character that she comes in contact with in reference to the tarot cards. So she says, don't use the cards to read the future either. The cards are to be used only for growth without words, the kind of growth that occurs imperceptibly. Only the present has power over our lives. When you read the future in the cards, you are bringing the future into the present, and that can cause serious harm. The present could confuse your future. So it's just saying, like, the card's intention is not to read the future. It's to give you guidance on what is already there, and just to bring things into light that you need to know, but it's in no way predicting or shaping your future. And it is so important to live in the present. We tend to get stuck in the past and stuck in the future, what's going to happen in the future, and oh my gosh, and we shouldn't get stuck in that fear. And so if you do feel stuck in that fear, cards can help give you guidance, but they're never meant to predict the future in any way. I don't know what's going on with my hair today, but yeah. Anyways, so we're doing the Peace Oracle today. I know that I kind of swapped it and the Earth Warriors Oracle last week, we needed the guidance of that deck last week. So I just did a really simple one card reading. I just pulled up one card because we have touched base on so many things, and I feel like I just had a simple question of I'll read you my question that I had in mind as I was meditating. My question to the divine is just, with so much unfolding in the world and so much truth coming out, what guidance do we need to navigate through the chaos? We're in some chaotic times, and it's something that needs to happen, but we're just asking for some guidance and clarity on how we can navigate through all the chaos that's surrounding us. And it's all about the balance, of order and chaos. I think Alan Rickman talked about that. He talked about that a lot, I think, in a lot of his interviews. And it's so true, order and chaos, yin and yang, it's balance, and nature has a way of balancing itself out. I feel like in my industry, there's a lot of order and chaos, which is perfect for somebody like me who's super ADD and OCD. So yeah, it's really important to find some semblance of balance between the two, or within the two, that are just always, it's just always occurring. So I just drew one card, or it was presented to me, and that was Illumination. This is the deck that has where all of the artwork is based around trees. So if you want to meditate on that image and let it resonate with you. Illumination. Alright, so let's talk about illumination a little. I've got my Buddha teas, my Kingman, Arizona Route 66 mug. Man, to do that again, that was fun. I would love to do all of Route 66. I wish I had like a month with everything open and be able to do it again and not have to like have any deadlines, really just be free to explore as much as I want to explore. And there's so many cool people along the way, and I would just love to meet more of them and see the ones that I've met already. That would be really cool. Kingman was a cool place though. Great Route 66 museum there as well. All right, so illumination. Look into nature and then you will see everything better. Albert Einstein. And that's so true. Nature can just like reset your soul. It can make you see things more clearly. And being in nature without the need for technology and like your phone or your laptop or your tablet or whatever, just being in nature and taking it all in and just allowing yourself to recharge. And you can gain clarity on so much just by, going for a walk in the woods or near the water or anywhere in nature that you can get to. It's so powerful. And I think so many of us take it for granted, and we don't really allow ourselves to experience it. Anyways, stand in the spotlight of reality and see how far you have come. You have broken and expanded. You have consistently improved, adapted, quested, and bested yourself. You have reached, created, and held safe the hopes and dreams of the world. This brilliant life, shine on. It kind of feels like that, like with all that we've kind of had to endure this year alone. it is like, if you stop and look back and see how far you've come, and those of us that are taking this time to do the necessary work for ourselves, if you really like look back, I mean, this is the 25th week of these videos, and if you've been following along with me and taking the lessons and the knowledge and utilizing that within your life, then you've come so far, you know, and you've dug deeper and deeper, and you're starting to know yourself more and your authentic self. And I was thinking about that today as I was driving, just how important it is to be authentic, and just thinking about, you know, my own life and like things that I've done to try to fit in, or because I felt different and whatever, like for whatever reasons, that I would try to be something I was not, and constantly suppressing who I really was. And I was just feeling so grateful for knowing the difference, and knowing how important it is to be your true authentic self, because that's what's going to take you where you need to go in life, in this life, and all the lessons that your soul needs to learn on its journey here, whether it's the first time, whether it's the 50th, the 1000th time, you know. It's just so important to be authentic, and if people don't love you for who you are authentically, then those aren't the people that you align with, or that you want to be, you know, spending your time with. So, you know, just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. The divinatory meaning of the illumination card is: let go of expectation and work with reality. A perceived fault is exposed. Embrace it as a strength. Turn a challenge into a learning opportunity. A perceived fault is exposed. I think there's so much happening right now. So much happening right now in the world, and who knows what the agenda really is. I'm not going to get into any of that on here, but you know, something's about to like blow up. Something's about to be exposed. Something's going to come out. There's already things trickling out that are trying to be covered up, but you know, something's going to be big's going to come out. Could potentially have something to do with everything that's been going on these last few months, or most of this year pretty much. So just like in that, I have to say what I always say is to be a seeker of the truth. Always be a seeker of the truth, and the truth isn't always easy to swallow. But if you're a seeker of the truth and you don't just take what is fed to you by media and government and whoever is controlling, you know, that 1% that's controlling our society, you know, you will be better for it. You'll be better for knowing the truth, and when it comes out, you'll be ready, because you already know. And the thing is, once you go there, once you open that can of worms of truth and knowledge, it's very hard to go back. But I will say what I've learned. I was writing in my journal last night, you know, George Orwell was right, and ignorance is bliss. People would rather be ignorant to something and act like nothing is wrong so they can just go on. You know, it's a fear of what's going to happen, a fear of the unknown. And people would rather turn a blind eye to it and just keep on going down the path they're on than to deal with the consequences of what happens when the truth is exposed. So it's very interesting. Humans are so interesting to me. You know, we're really afraid of change. And we place so much fear in what we haven't seen yet, or what we're not familiar with. But I think this card is saying, like, let go of all that, you know, embrace like what is coming, embrace the truth, turn a challenge into a learning opportunity. So this is such a time to learn and grow. These are challenging times, and, you know, we have to just continue living in the moment, you know, and take it one day at a time, stop and smell the roses, because, you know, if you get so worried about like what's going to happen tomorrow, you know, then you don't really live your life. You kind of just stop. And it's so important to keep on going, you know, and to keep, you know, look inside yourself like we have been. And when you start to realize things about yourself and what you feel just inside of you that you're meant to do in this world, focus on that, and focus on how to get that and what steps you need to take to get to that goal. Write down your goals, write down attainable goals, and check them off as you achieve them. You know, that's the important stuff in this world. Work with who people are, not how you would like them to be. That's a big thing, is we tend to want to change people. And it's really not fair, you know, because you can't change somebody. People can only change themselves if they want to. And it's not really up to you to decide if somebody needs to change or not. That's a personal journey. You know, worry about yourself. And working with who people are, you know, if you want to help somebody, if you want to help somebody heal, then learn about them and learn who they are and why they do what they do, and try, you know, putting yourself in somebody else's shoes, basically. You know, it's not all black and white. Things aren't black and white. There's a lot of gray areas in life. So learn somebody's story before you judge them, you know. And if you're with somebody, if you're in a relationship and you just want to change the person to be who you want them to be, you know, maybe it's time to rethink that relationship, because that's not fair to them and it's not fair to you either. You know, the person that you're meant to be is out there. You don't have to mold somebody into who you want to be with. So that's kind of what that's saying. Work with who people are, not who you want them to be. So the affirmation that you can say, let me show you the card again. Let's see. Can you guys see that? I'll pull it up again. Illumination. It looks illuminated in the glow of my screen. It looks like the color is making me think of Space Mountain when you're inside, in the inside part, waiting in line. I miss Disneyland so much. Reopen Disney, reopen Disney. Okay. So if you want to meditate on this, that was the image on the card. And the affirmation is, I am but a newborn, cradled in the arms of the universe, a perfect being who must learn how to walk, how to hurt, how to love without reservation. In the brilliance of this moment, I am whole and I am healed. Peace shines a light wherever I go. That's a good affirmation. Yeah, all these things are just part of the human experience, you know, loving completely and hurting and joy and sorrow, you know. You can't be happy all the time. It's not natural to be happy all the time. You know, then, you know, things happen and then you're just suppressing them down, deep down. And, you know, eventually that all comes out, or it comes out in different spurts. It's important to acknowledge your feelings and why you're feeling them. And it's important to allow yourself to feel things and not feel bad or guilty or shamed for feeling what you're feeling. Because nobody can tell you how to feel. Nobody is inside of your body. You know, only your soul is inside of your body. And only you know how you feel inside. So allow yourself to feel all the things that you need to feel and deal with all the things that you need to deal with, and just allow yourself to be open to receive and to love completely with all of your being. So I am going to, that was a short reading. I just did one card, but I think I really liked it. I think it was exactly what we needed to hear and what we needed to talk about. So I'm going to finish the reading with another passage from Brita. I just love it that much. I'm going to start and end with it, and then I'm also going to refresh. I have my Poems and Potions. We have our rosewater face mist now, made with Egyptian rose petals from the Fayum Oasis. It smells so good. That's just the natural scent. I really love it. It's really refreshing on the skin. Look how my skin is glowing. Dewy looking. Anyways, yeah, that's mine and my sister, Casey. It's our business. It's a natural health and beauty company, Poems and Potions. All right, so I just wanted to end with something that I also felt resonated with just all of the things that we have been talking about over all of these weeks, these 25 weeks. So yeah, I'm going to end on this note. Never stop having doubts. If you ever do, it will be because you've stopped moving forward. And at that point, God will step in and pull the rug out from under your feet, because that is His way of controlling His chosen ones by making sure they always follow their appointed path to the end. If, for any reason, we stop, whether out of complacency, laziness, or out of a mistaken belief that we know enough, He forces us on. On the other hand, you must be careful never to allow doubt to paralyze you. Always take the decisions you need to take, even if you're not sure you're doing the right thing. You'll never go wrong if, when you make a decision, you keep in mind an old German proverb that the tradition of the moon has adopted. The devil is in the detail. Remember that proverb, and you'll always be able to turn a wrong decision into a right one. Paulo Coelho, passages from Brita. If you haven't read anything by him, I highly recommend start with The Alchemist. It is life-changing. And if you're on this journey, and if you've come this far and you haven't read that book yet, I think it's time. So do it, and we'll do church again soon. Thank you so much for tuning in all these weeks, and I hope you are learning so much. Thank you. It's so awesome to be on this journey with you. Namaste.